Welcome to the National PTA Bylaws Committee video series on the 2021 National PTA Bylaw Amendments that will be presented during the 2021 Annual Meeting and Convention of National PTA. The purpose of these videos is to provide you, our voting delegates, with as much information regarding the proposed amendments that we can offer. If at any point you have questions, feel free to reach out to the National PTA Bylaws Committee at bylaws@pta.org, as well as review the other materials that are posted on the National PTA website, including the videos of the other 8 amendments, as well as the process for the 2021 annual meeting of National PTA and the adoption and consideration of the bylaw amendments. This video will discuss the amendment, Virtual Annual Meeting and Convention. Introduce the 2020-2021 National PTA Bylaws Committee. Serving this year on the National PTA Bylaws Committee is Lisa Holbrook from Texas, Latha Kirschneier from Florida. I'm Justin Raber, Chair from West Virginia, Marnie Usher from Connecticut, and Allison Turner from Nevada. This year, during the virtual annual meeting of National PTA, we will be considering 9 total bylaw amendments, which include an amendment regarding reduction and composition of the National PTA Board of Directors, a restructure of the National PTA committees, a name change to the title Member Representative, the membership year for the National Supporting Member, the eligibility of service for current Nominating and Leadership Recruitment Committee members, an amendment regarding membership termination, an amendment regarding state president service on the National PTA Board of Directors, an amendment regarding the virtual annual meeting and convention of National PTA, and finally, an amendment regarding the term length for National PTA governance, moving from a 2-year to a 3-year term. As we get started with this amendment, I would like to welcome Latha Kirschneier from Florida, who will be presenting the amendment regarding the National PTA Virtual Annual Meeting and Convention.
Amendment 8 to Article 13 is titled Electronic Meetings and Communication. The proposed amendment reads, to amend Article 13 by inserting a new Section 2 and renumbering the remaining sections to state Section 2, Annual Meeting and Convention. In times of national emergency, pandemic, natural disaster, or other events making an in-person annual meeting and convention impossible, the National PTA Board of Directors, upon majority vote, may convene the annual meeting and convention electronically or virtually, and with all business being conducted electronically as prescribed by the policy adopted by the National PTA Board of Directors. All actions adopted at an electronic or virtual meeting shall be official actions of the voting body. The rationale: to provide for electronic annual meeting and convention of National PTA, to conduct affairs of National PTA when an in-person convention is not possible. This proposed Amendment 8 will add a new section to Article 13. The current bylaws do not have language addressing electronic meetings and communication. To provide clarity, as the bylaws are silent on this issue, we need to add a new section. In 2020, the pandemic made it impossible to have an in-person convention, and it became necessary to look for the best option that would keep our members safe. Despite the very short notice, the National PTA Convention Committee, leadership, and staff did a remarkable job and put together an amazing virtual convention. We cannot ignore the possibility of another emergency in the future, which may prevent in-person meetings. We live in an age of unbelievable technology, and business has progressed throughout this pandemic in a virtual setting. An emergency does not mean a national epidemic like we are experiencing currently, but may be a natural disaster. Earthquakes and hurricanes come to mind, which may occur at the selected convention location or otherwise prevent access to the site. This will again necessitate that alternative arrangements be made for the annual meeting and convention. This amendment, if adopted, can be built into the planning process for convention and facilitate a transition to a virtual option. If adopted, this amendment will not make the decision to go virtual automatic. It will still be discussed and voted on by the board of directors, who have the final decision-making authority. All business conducted at a virtual meeting will be official.
Thank you so much for that great information and overview of the amendments. We would like to remind you that information regarding the process that is being used during the 2021 virtual meeting of National PTA is posted to the PTA website at pta.org. Please be sure to participate in our Q&A sessions and register for them on the same website. Our Q&A sessions regarding these amendments will be hosted on June 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Be sure to pre-register. Thank you for viewing this video. If you have any questions, please email bylaws@pta.org. Thank you.